Hey everyone, Nicole and Alyssa here with Blondes Breakdown Real Estate. Today we are bringing you 10 realtor safety tips. Before we do, we wanted to shed some light on one of our favorite small businesses in Santee and La Jolla. I'll let Alyssa intro Bowls and Brews.
Yeah, so each week we're going to feature a local small business to help get awareness out. I think since COVID hit, a bunch of the small businesses have been struggling a bit, and it would be awesome if all of you went out and tried these places.
Oh yeah.
So this is our first one, Bowls and Brews. They have a location in Santee and one in La Jolla. My favorite is the Something Awesome. It's a peanut butter caramel cold brew.
No sugar.
There's none, not at all. It's fine. And they make their ice cubes out of cold brew, which I find to be
So cool.
just excellent.
They also have a pretty dang good waffle that has, again, no sugar, just like we like. Ton of strawberries and frosting and just really scrumdiddlyumptious. So you got to check it out.
Yeah, so check out both of our Instagrams. We'll put the links below and you can get a promo code and see more pictures of the food and the drinks that we ordered today.
Awesome. Now that we've introed Bowls and Brews, let's get into 10 realtor safety tips. So something that's been very, unfortunately, an issue in the industry is safety. And especially for female realtors, it's important for us to know what we can do to keep ourselves safe on the job. So Alyssa, you want to start off with one of our first tips?
Yeah, so one of our first tips is don't show a property after dark. A lot of times we don't really know the clients that we're working with. We might think we know them, but you don't really know them. So it's always better to schedule your showings during the day when there's people around and when there's plenty of lighting.
Now, we also understand that sometimes you have to accommodate with the client's schedule, and if they work late, you may have to show a property at dark, but maybe get there early and turn on the lights in the property, in the house, and just set yourself up for success. Don't ever put yourself in a position where you're maybe bending down to go to a lockbox and you don't know who's behind you and it's dark and it's just not a good scene.
What's the next one?
Second one would be let the client lead. This is something that I do with all my clients, even when I know them. It's just I'll follow you after you. Simple, easy, especially if you don't know somebody. It's best to just make sure that there's nothing going on behind you that you can't see. So, it's also just not respect, but what's the word I'm looking for?
It's a courtesy.
Courtesy. Thank you.
So you never want to be in a vulnerable position with the client behind you with you not being able to see what's going on.
Yeah. What else?
Next one, always trust your gut. We all get those kind of weird tummy feelings sometimes, and listen to that. If your gut's telling you not to go down a dark hallway, don't go. I was in a situation a few years back where I videoed a property for a client. I went into the house. It was supposed to be a vacant house. There was old furniture around the home, and I walked downstairs, which was kind of a basement area. There was a singular light and creepy music playing and a teddy bear sitting on a chair. And I got to the bottom of the stairs and I looked down the hall and I see this teddy bear and this music and this light, and I just got that gut feeling. I didn't need to finish the video. I turned around and left.
Good call.
So, it was like
really good call.
But just trust those feelings. Don't push it. If you feel scared, just call it quits or tell them that you got to reschedule.
Oh, for sure. Another thing is carry pepper spray, or if you have I don't know. Yeah. I was going to say maybe a knife or something. I don't know if we're supposed to be saying this.
It was a joke.
Yeah. But arm yourself with the things to protect you. I think pepper spray is probably a pretty appropriate thing to carry, especially it's small. You can throw it in your purse. I have one in my
husband
purse.
bought me a little taser gun thing. Yeah. And they actually have, the Real Estate Association sells some that go on your phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They attach to the bottom of your phone and it's a taser. So just have something that way if you were to ever find yourself in a situation that you needed self-defense.
To defend yourself. Okay. Tell someone where you are. That's number one, really, in my mind, is even if it's Alyssa or if it's my boyfriend or if it's my roommate, just, hey, this is the address I'm going to. Even if you don't text them, it's important to either keep it on your calendar if you have a calendar that's shared or something like that.
100%. And a lot of agents, I didn't know this because we use contact management system, but a lot of agents don't. So people don't know who they're meeting with and things like that. It's really, really important for you to have a separate list of who the clients are that you're meeting with, so that people can figure out who you are, where you went, and who you were meeting with.
Exactly, because if something did happen and you didn't tell anybody and you're out in Hamul and you're toast.
You showed with the
I had a showing out in Hamul at, I think it was like 8 a.m. one morning.
If you're not from San Diego, Hamul is a far out, remote
middle
area.
of nowhere. And no cell reception. I was there on a 2-acre lot and a small creepy home with this little village that was built, and there was a
There were graves.
tombstone. It was just a mess. But that being said, I didn't tell anybody where I was going. The next time I went out to that property, I brought my roommate with me because I was like, I can't show this property alone. And the even scarier part was I was meeting a client there, and someone drove up just to see the property, and I didn't know that wasn't my client when they drove.
So you would have gone and met them, and it wouldn't have been.
Well, and so I asked them what their names were, and it was easy enough to understand that they were just doing a drive-by. But
well, that's kind of similar. Like if you're getting in an Uber, you don't say, "Are you here for?"
Yeah, you ask
who are picking up. That's a good idea too, because a lot of times we do meet random people at a property. Let them tell you their name.
Yeah.
Don't volunteer that information up front.
And so, I mean, they were nice people. They weren't there to kill me, so that was good. But they could have.
But on that same note, we read a bunch of stories in preparing for this, and one of them was a realtor that went missing, and nobody knew that she was showing property or where she was. And unfortunately, she did get killed. And if somebody would have known where she was and known where to go looking for her, then that tragedy could have potentially been avoided.
Totally. And there's a lot of tools. This goes into our next tip. Is there's a lot of tools for realtors to be safe, and there's a lot of technology specifically. So the other thing is with your Sentry app. If you're in San Diego, if you're an agent here, you'll use either your app or your card. But I highly recommend getting the app, because there's a feature there that you can set up someone as your emergency contact, so that once you get a key out of the lockbox, you have, I think, it's like 5 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, I think,
or 2.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
2 minutes, something like that, to say that
you're safe
and end this agent safety timer. Otherwise, it'll send a text to the person that you've notified as your safety person. And that's a great thing to have, even if it's an accident sometimes and you forget to end the timer, which I've done, and my boyfriend's texting me freaking out.
But it's
better safe than sorry.
Sorry. Yeah. Somebody was telling me yesterday that there was a Shark Tank technology that was like a mobile panic button as
Probably.
well. Should have done more research on that. But if you don't have Sentry, that would be something else to have. That way, if you do find yourself in a situation, you can like hit the button and it'll tell where your location is.
That's cool. Yeah. Good. What else?
Next one is take a self-defense class. I'm not saying to become a black belt like Nicole here. She's literally a black belt.
I have a photo for you guys.
Oh my gosh, she has a picture.
I only share this with cool people, so that's me.
As a black belt. Incredible. You don't have to do all that, but take a class or two to know how to disarm somebody or disable somebody if you were to find yourself in a tricky situation.
Absolutely. 100%.
What do you got next?
Don't be too public about where you're going. This is something that I've had to call grandparents and tell grandparents, why are you posting on Facebook where you're going out of town? It's the same thing. It's actually a very important thing to tell your clients too. If you're a realtor and you're telling your sellers are going out of town, or the home is going to be vacant and stuff, don't publicize that all over social media and stuff. But really, for your safety is, if you're posting, certain things on social media about, what your day-to-day things are, that's fine. But just be careful how much you share. If it's, you're alone, you're showing property all day and no cell reception, it's not setting yourself up for a safe opportunity there. What else do you have to add?
I think on that same thing about not being too public, a lot of young women fall into the trap of wanting to get followers, because then that can grow their business.
Mm-hmm.
Be careful what type of followers you're getting. You don't want to post a bunch of provocative pictures talking about you being a realtor, because that just makes you more of a target. Make sure you're selling your business and your skills,
not your body,
not yourself. Yeah.
Good point. Last thing that we have on our list here is know where the exits are. So this is kind of just wrapping up everything we've been talking about. Yeah. But if you do go to a property and you're meeting a client there that you are not too familiar with, or if it's the first time that you're meeting with them, get to the property early, know where the exits are. If something happened, it's good to know, even if, you're going there by yourself and you just want to know that, hey, if something happened or if someone came in the house and I had to hop out a window or hop out the back door or something like that, that you at least know where they are. It's just use it as part of your, prep for meeting this client anyways and knowing about the property.
Totally.
You're just adding one extra step for yourself.
Absolutely.
So if you have any questions about how to be safe in the business, reach out to us. We have a ton of information on different technologies that are, newer and available to agents through the associations or just online. We'd be happy to share them. Again, check out our Bowls and Brews. Go to our Instagrams, NicoleFerrari.realestate and Alyssa Davies 619. Check us both out. Promo codes will be there. Go get a 10% off your coffee or waffle. I highly recommend.
Like, follow, and share on this video. That way we know to keep making more. All right. Thanks, guys. See you next time.